Hi, everybody. It's Sunday evening, and just kind of going over things to prepare for the week. And just want to take a few minutes because I know the week's going to get a little bit crazy again this week. We've had a number of them, obviously, in the past few weeks with everything going on in Washington, D.C., and trying to get that information out to all of you. But I wanted to let you know a few things and some updates that are very important because we really need to stay on top of all of this. And let me start off with talking about the CARES Act, first of all. Some updates on the CARES Act. Yes, it has run out of funding, and we're waiting for additional funding, but that doesn't mean to give up. The Paycheck Protection Program, as we talked about before, is through your bank. So you want to make sure that you are talking with your banker, and if you're not getting the answers you're looking for there, try another bank if that's what it takes. But don't give up. And I'll talk about that in a few minutes because we have some very early results in. And again, I want to say that this is very early results. There is more dollars coming, but we need to stay on top of this to kind of keep it moving along as well. We've got an opportunity to write letters to Congress. And I'll talk about that in a few more minutes later on in this discussion. But I just want to let you know that we did a survey towards the end of last week, and I encourage everybody to, if you haven't done it already, please do. This is information that we provide our representative in Washington, D.C., who in turn puts it on to the various committees, the people that are important to help make this stimulus decision move faster. And so your feedback is a tremendous opportunity for us to get quick information to them of how this is impacting the industry. First day results of our survey, over 75% of you said you filed for the Paycheck Protection Program, of which about 5% have already been funded, which is good news to hear. There's only been one case that's been denied. And of course, we don't know the particulars of that. Could be just some information that was missing or whatnot. Hopefully they refiled and there's a better opportunity yet. But stay on your bank. And if you're not, like I said, if you're not getting the results, look around. It's very early to say, but we've seen successes on the large banks. We've seen successes on the smaller banks and the local banks as well, and credit unions. So check with your lenders. I could say banks, but I should be saying lenders. Don't give up. That's the ultimate. As far as emergency injury and disaster loan, which is through the SBA, as everybody recalls, that's been slower. Obviously, they're still kind of going through some things there, but I am happy to say that according to, again, early first day survey results, 46% of the people filed for it already, and 2.5% have been approved and received funding. 57% are still waiting for a response, and again, one individual was denied, or one company, I should say, was denied. So we're going to stay on that, and in a few minutes, I'll talk about calls to action and where to go and how to do this. In the meantime, I also want to, keep it short, but I also want to tell you a few other things. Our industry partners have been reaching out to us. Advance Auto Parts and the group and also AutoZone have all been reaching out to us and telling us to keep reminding the industry that they're doing whatever they can for us to keep the supply chain going for you. So please keep in touch with them, keep the communication going. That's one of the things they reiterated for us to relay that message on, to keep the communication going. Whatever your challenges are, they want to try and help however they can for you. So keep that line of communication going. Our insurance partners, Ameritrust and Federated Insurance, also called in some tips for us to share with you. One of them is, if you've laid off or if you've had to downsize in your organization, and I want to caution you on this, but they said review your workman's comp program with your carrier, whether it's Ameritrust, Federated, or whomever. Review that because it can save you a little bit of premium dollars right now. But here's the thing you want to be careful of. Be attentive, because whatever changes you make, you need to change it back, because during an audit, that would get caught. And if you need to make a claim on a workman's comp claim, that'd be the bad time to find out that you've got some misinformation out there for your carrier. However, it can save you some money in the meantime. So, do your due diligence on that. And if you've got any questions, Ameritrust said, Ray, we're partners. If any of your members have any questions, and even if they're not insured with us, we'd be happy to try and answer the questions for them as best as we can. Obviously, we only know our policies, but as far as the general scope of insurance questions, they'd be happy to field those questions on your behalf. Another thing that came up as a suggestion was if you normally have rental car fleet or other vehicles in your fleet that are normally on the road, but obviously they're sitting on your lot or not being used right now, might be a time to reassess, do you need coverage on those vehicles with the same amount of coverage on those vehicles as you would if they were on the road, meaning liability and collision, things of that nature. So review your plan, lock the keys up so nobody can be driving the cars without your knowledge, but lock the keys up. And there again, maybe to check with your carrier. These are just little tips that, every little dollar helps during this time. So just another thought that they wanted to share with you. So again, I applaud their proactiveness in trying to help our association members and the industry as well. On a happy note, I spoke with country singer Colton James over the weekend. He and his wife and family have been involved in the industry. They've got a family member that's in the industry, as a matter of fact, and they're involved with our ASA Florida affiliate last fall for their foundations training and tech trade expo back in November, and in conjunction with Jasper. So we had Colton lined up for our annual business meeting, and other co-located events next month. And of course, a few weeks ago, as you know, we had to postpone that, and looks like we're going to be postponing again shortly to next year. But anyway, he reached out over the weekend and kind of checked in to see how I was doing and how our staff was doing, and just kind of chewed the fat with me a little bit. I always appreciate talking with Colton, and he said, Ray, tell your guys and gals out there to hang in there. I know it's tough on them. He wants to let us know that we're still thinking, or he and his family are still thinking of us and our families. He just had a release on a song called American, and he did a little cover for me and sent it over and said share with our folks, with our members. So if you're an ASA member, Colton is providing us a link for you to listen to a song. It was just released, and said please enjoy it. He's thinking of you. It's a little thing he wanted to do to kind of try and start your Monday off, start your week off with a smile on your face. So thank you, Colton, and your wife and your family. And we're all, like you said, we're all in this together, and appreciate the conversation this weekend. It was great. Upcoming week, we're almost done. Upcoming week, we've got some more things coming about legislatively that's on our radar right now. I'm going to tell you right now, there's probably going to be another call to action beyond the stimulus thing. This is something separate. So stay tuned throughout this week. We will keep abreast of it and keep the news coming to you. But let's start the week off with a couple of pieces of call to action that I mentioned earlier. One, we need you to fill out the 2 surveys that we emailed late last week. I believe it was Thursday. One was on the stimulus, and the other was on your business. Both of those, we take that information and relay it to the various committees in Washington, D.C. to show how it's impacting. So I caution that we use the professional adjectives that we can. I know it's stressful. I know it's been a pain. I know it's a lot of paperwork, but don't give up. This is something that we're all not used to. But on the association side, our Washington, D.C. representative, he knows how things normally work in Washington, D.C. And believe it or not, it is actually moving at a very fast pace for what they're normally used to. So a lot of things are happening there. We have to be a little bit patient. I know that it's an easy thing to say, but we're in this together. We'll get through it together. So do those surveys. We're going to close it at 5 o'clock on Wednesday. So make sure they're done or get those done. The other is go to takingthehill.com. That's our website for legislative issues. And if you go to takingthehill.com/alerts, the top item on the middle of the page there talks about filling out a form to send to your congressman. please fill that out right now and send that. So Bob's got that working for us right away this week. So the two things are fill the surveys out and go to takingthehill.com /alerts, top item, fill out the form so it goes to your congressman, and we'll take care of that for you. I appreciate you hanging in there. Appreciate your feedback. I want to thank all our affiliates who've been, on the front line as well. They've been keeping us informed on behalf of the members as well. Our surveys are giving us a lot of information. Some of the phone calls our members have called us on, giving us a tremendous amount of information. These are the things we need. We need to show the trends, and we understand that a lot of frustration. Hang in there. Again, thank you to all our affiliates, ASA Northwest, ASA Arizona, ASA Colorado, ASA Illinois, ASA Florida, ASA Georgia, ASA Ohio. I can't thank you enough. ASA Texas. Can't thank you enough. Appreciate everything you're doing. To your board, thank you for your efforts as well, volunteer efforts. I know a lot of you are reaching out to your membership as well, and really appreciate it. It takes a team, and this is awesome. Thank you again. God bless. And 2 calls of action. Get them taken care of. Have a great week.